Pep used to be under the same fire some months ago. About let's just put it, some 300 days ago, the fire was all on Pep's head. Now it's shifted to the head of Xabi Alonso. Now let me build up to this. What's happening? Xabi Alonso has been having a very torrid time at the team, Real Madrid. But what has been happening? Let me break it down. Xabi Alonso's problem inside Real Madrid is three simple things. Three simple things. And the first of them is a hit or miss press. Hit or miss high press. That's what's happening. Now let me break this down for you easily. So it was actually happening and going on before Alonso actually joined the team Real Madrid. So under the days of the man, that's Ancelotti, who is currently in Brazil somewhere chilling on the beach, this was still happening. So without the ball, because of the amount of attacking talent, on the pitch, normally they move into a rest situation where they sit in a block of 4-4-2. Now, this 4-4-2 in this situation does not always favor the team. Why? You've got the man Valverde here asking, should I make a jump on? Because they are currently 3-on-2 on our attackers. He was asking the bench, what do I do? Do I stay in this block, or do I move away and try and help the press? Still waiting for that instruction. Let me move it along, and you see him still asking the same question whilst play had stopped at this minute. So guess what? This was right after kickoff. Right after kickoff in their last game against Celta Vigo, which they lost at home. He was asking, should I move on, or I should just sit in that block? We'll talk about this block more. So it is the hit and miss high press. That is one of the problems. So again here, he's still asking, should I move or I should still stay? That is just 26 seconds, into the game. Now, with this confusion on this high press, what is also not helping it is the people up front. Here is the situation where as the game progressed, just 2 minutes or 3 minutes into the game, they started involving Radu, who is the goalkeeper for Celta Vigo. So now, when he gets the ball, he now starts to play as a defender. So he splits the center backs and starts to also progress the ball from deep. What happens is, since Madrid is sitting in their block of 4-4-2, what happens is Marco Alonso here is certainly not having any pressure on him. Mbappe is busy with this defender. Vinicius is keeping the pressure on Radu. Now you've got Bellingham also keeping the other eye on the defender. So it's all mixed up here. Now, this is where it gets interesting. He's still looking to the bench. That is Valverde and asking, should I make the jump on him, or what should I do? If he had made that jump, it makes it difficult for Radu to come this way. Yes, it makes it very difficult for Radu to come this way. But constantly, this opening was here, and Radu kept on going for it. So he pushes the ball there, and by the time the ball gets here and Mbappe to turn and then starts the press, Mbappe is already pressing from behind the player, which we see in this situation. So the player is already ahead of Mbappe. And you can see here that Vinicius needs to tag back, Bellingham needs to tag back, Ada Gula needs to come in, Tchouaméni needs to come in. And this is a very similar thing that keeps happening. So now all they have to do now is, instead of keeping the shape, they all shift to this side of the pitch, leaving a lot of room on the side. And constantly, the team Celta Vigo kept on finding this particular space. Anytime they move the ball back one step, they find that this space is available, and they kept on moving the ball through that space. And by the time Ferran Garcia wants to get a jump on, it's too late, because constantly Roman here is also an option which was used all the time. Now, another problem for the team Madrid is how to keep a balanced midfield. So we've looked at the hit and miss high press of Madrid. It's one of their problems, how to actually mix it all up. So now, quickly to get into midfield, the second biggest one is how to maintain a combination in midfield. Is it Camavinga, who is very effective as a box-to-box midfielder, or you want to keep Jude Bellingham closer to your defense or push him high up the field, or you want to push Tchouaméni up the field. It's a whole mix for him that he needs to also discover and actually understand. He's been mixing it up and it's really not working. The midfield, which has a lot of talent, which is supposed to be that particular part of the pitch where Real Madrid actually succeed the most, is where they're looking to be failing the most as it stands. One other thing, the third and final thing that is causing the problem for Real Madrid or Xabi Alonso at Real Madrid is the predictability or over-predictability of the attack. Why am I saying so? Constantly, we had a situation where you would always find them attacking through the left-hand side. You see them attacking through the left-hand side. And this is something that they have been doing since. Yes, they've been doing this since. They were doing it prior to Xabi Alonso joining the team. And in this case, they were playing, this was the last game they played against Madrid at that's Man City, sorry. And this was at the Etihad. You can see the attacking intent going through the left side again. Just going through the left side. Now, aside going through the left side, any team that sits back and sits deep, they then turn into a shape where they have 3 defenders, they've got 2 midfielders, and they've got all the attacking intent for it. Now, trying to move it through this block has been the problem for Madrid all season. They have a lot of attacking quality, but how to penetrate the other team once they sit in a rest defense becomes a huge problem. Now, it then constantly limits their goal-scoring abilities to only shooting from afar, which we've seen the likes of Mbappe do time and time and time again. We've seen the likes of Bellingham do time and time and time again. So most of Madrid's goals this season are coming from outside the box because that is what they have been limited to. So for Madrid to get out of this ditch, they've got to press in unison. They've got to fix their midfield problem, and they've got to bring variety into their attack because now it's becoming too simple to play against Real Madrid. With all the money spent, with all the attacking, with all the players they have, they should be doing better. Don't you agree? Yeah.